valuable. And so just a couple quick announcements. So we have a couple more days left in the month for those of us that are working towards our business goals. You know, we have No Stress November that is getting started. We probably will start posting in that group soon. So a couple things with No Stress November. It is a team-wide challenge group, which means it's for all of you to come and get committed and be accountable for your own wellness goals. Like, let's get back on track. Let's really commit to our own fitness. Let's really commit to our nutrition. Let's commit to meditation, as well as bringing your customers and really coming together as a team during this season so that we can all feed off of everyone's collective energy. There's no need for anyone to be doing this alone and doing a group by themselves right now, especially think about the holiday season. It gives you, the more that we do together, the less that you have to do on your own. And so it's one of the main reasons why we're coming together at this time. If November goes well, then we will extend it into December and go into the new year. So it's No Stress November. It is doing any program. You know, most of us are promoting it like a 21-day, you know, you can do any of our programs we're going to be doing, and then also encouraging our clients and you as well to do the meditation, the 21-day meditation. If you haven't started that, I highly encourage that you start it. It is a game changer. If you have not even taken a look at it, they're only 10 minutes. They're a great way. They're a great thing to add to your morning routine, to really center yourself, to really create, you know, more presence for yourself. You know, at the end of the day, meditation is a time for you to be present with yourself. And I don't think as individuals, as a society, as people, we don't spend enough time with ourselves. And so it just gives us an opportunity that's guided. You don't have to think about it. All you need to do is press play and show up. So again, we have No Stress November getting started soon, so make sure that you're promoting for it. You can continue to promote for it in November. Just because it starts, it doesn't mean that you stop promoting for the group. It's November. That's the group I'll be promoting for and adding people to in November as well. And then we have the 30-day breakaway challenge packs on sale and the MBF challenge packs on sale. If you haven't done 30-day breakaway, I actually highly suggest it. I mean, I hate to say it, but I was, you know, pleasantly surprised, and it is an amazing, amazing program. It's actually an amazing program for beginners as well, because someone can come in and walk, you know, instead of running, they could come in and walk. And if you haven't tried the guided runs with her in your ear, it makes it go by really fast, and it's really amazing. So as someone who doesn't have that history in running, I was pleasantly surprised, and I love her workouts. I think they're great for everyone. So again, just getting behind the latest programs. And of course, guys, if you're not doing the latest programs, choose something. Do something. Like, at the end of the day, and just because you're doing something different doesn't mean you still can't promote the latest challenge packs, because at the end of the day, those are the best deals going on right now, and it's our role to give the best deal. I know I'm thinking about doing T25, going back to T25 after this, before the 9-week control freak comes out at the end of the month. At the end of the year. So again, whatever program, whatever you want to do, the goal is to choose a program, commit to it. Get on track with your nutrition, do the meditation, and really focus in on you. Come back home to you. This really is the message that you're going to hear me saying every time we hop on a team call. And then again, every Sunday we have these calls at 7 p.m. We also have the power hours at 2 p.m. We have a team workout on Halloween. So if you're interested in a team workout, we have that in the morning, on Halloween morning, on Saturday morning. So also look out for that as well. And then next month, look out for any opportunity calls that we will be running. For those who are new, an opportunity call is where 2 or 3 leaders on the team get together and present the business opportunity. All you need to do is invite to it. All you need to do is bring a friend, bring a family member, bring a customer, bring someone who's interested. You don't have to say anything. All you need to do is just invite them. If you can't even come, you can still invite them and send them the link, but it's a presentation that we do for you. So with that being said, I'm really excited for Estefania to come and speak with us. And so Estefania is a 1-star diamond coach. She's right now in qualification for 1-star, and she is a mom of 2. She works full time, and she's a wife as well. And so she's coming and going to speak to us and encourage us, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say. So welcome, Estefania.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you, like Stephanie said, that you are giving us this time. This is pressure, the best thing that you have is your time. And I don't take it for granted. And I appreciate that you guys are here. They're my biggest precious things. And I am a wife. I'm a full-time dental hygienist, and I've been coaching for the past 3 years. So when she told me that when she invited me to this call, I honestly freaked out a little bit. But then I was like, oh, this is a great opportunity, you guys. And I'm sure for many of you here that you guys have been coaching for a little bit, you know how this can really be a transformation in your lives. Like, I was never outspoken like this. I would never go on a call. I would never even go to social media to like speak to anyone live. So I'm grateful and thankful for being here. So the topic that I wanted to talk to you guys about was redefining yourself this last quarter. I know for many of us, including myself, this has been a tough period of the year. But there is nothing wrong with that. I think a lot of people have been going through it, and that is okay. That is pretty much okay. We just need to find basically ourselves. And for this call, you guys, I might give you a little bit of tough love. So I hope that you take it like that, and know that I'm coming from my heart, and I'm coming from a great place, because I want all of us to succeed, all of us to find that great spot where we feel blessed and where we're enjoying what we're doing. This is a beautiful journey, and sometimes we forget that, because it is also work. So So the first thing that I wanted to talk about was, what is your current mindset? And this is something that it's always important to tap into, because we can be in a growth mindset. And I know, like, for me and my team, we can be in a great growth mindset at a certain period, and then we can be in a very fixed mindset at another period. So for you, I really want you to be honest with yourself and know where you are right now. Are you in a growth mindset where you're saying, I can try different strategies, maybe this didn't work, but how about if I try something else? Is this really my best work, or could have done something better? This may take some time and effort. And guys, that's for everything. If you're a parent here, if you did go to school, if whatever you do, it's gonna take some time and effort. And that is the growth mindset. If you're in a fixed mindset right now, you're telling yourself over and over again that you can't do this, that this work is just good enough, and you're not gonna put any more effort, or that this is too hard. So you just have to really evaluate, like, where are you right now? So you know where do you need to go. You need to first know where you are in order for you to have a target. Where are you going? So the first thing that I really wanted to go in a little bit more detail was just to self-evaluate. And this is when the tough love is going to come in, you guys, because it is really hard to look inwards. So I really wanted to talk about this, and something that really caught my attention was a book that I read from Sean T, which I'm sure everyone knows who Sean T is here. And it was the T for Transformation book. And he was mentioning how many times he looked at himself in the mirror, and he basically fought with his reflection, or he really appreciated his reflection, really like celebrate what he saw in the mirror. And that's the thing, you guys, we have to really look at the reflection in the mirror, and we have to see where we are. We have to self-evaluate and see whether we're really happy with what we're doing, or is it enough what we're doing, or do we need to change anything? And the first thing that I have here for you to kind of like ask yourself is, are you looking for answers when it comes to this business, or are you looking for excuses? I know that for the majority of the beginning of my business, I was looking for all of the excuses you can imagine. I don't have time. I am too busy. I'm not a salesperson. I don't know that many people. Like, I was looking for all of the excuses instead of looking for the answers, which is like, can I work my business in 10 minutes of time? Can I wake up 10, 15 minutes earlier? Like, looking for those answers instead of the excuses. And what I want you guys to do is take a picture of all of these questions, and I want you to pass it on to your teams. And it will be really great if you can actually answer these questions on pen and paper, and really see, like, what are your excuses right now, and how can you transfer them into actual answers for you. The next thing is, are you making this business more complicated than it needs to be? And that's me. That was me too. I was making it so complicated. I needed to post at this time. I needed to do this at this time. I needed to be like this person. And I did that for many top coaches. I wanted to do exactly what they were doing. And I was wasting so much time looking at their stuff instead of like doing the things that probably were more natural to me. And there is nothing wrong, looking at top coaches, especially if they relate to who you are. Because one of the things that Tony Robbins, and he's amazing, personal speaker. If you don't know who he is, you should definitely look him up. He says that it is really good to kind of like simulate and find someone that you aspire to be and kind of like follow their footsteps. But you have to see what they're doing, and then you have to give it your own voice. You cannot just say and do exactly what they say, because it's not going to be unique to you, and people won't be able to relate. So don't make it complicated. Just show yourself just the way you are, and don't overthink it, which I think a lot of us do. The third thing is, are you making the sacrifices? And this I understood this year, you guys. Anything that you do that you want to grow, you have to make some sacrifices. I think everyone here went to high school, maybe you had some college too. You had to go to a party because you had to do some homework, or you couldn't do a family gathering because you had to take a test the next days. And those are the sacrifices that sometimes you have to do. Like, for example, right now I'll be putting my kids to bed. So I decided I wanted to be in this call. It's important for me, and it's important for my team. And there's so many also positive things that are coming out of this. Same thing when it comes to your nutrition, when it comes to your workout. So you have to make certain sacrifices for you to grow in any aspects of your life, including this business. The next one, are you giving yourself excuses not to get started? What is your BS story? So I want you to, again, write this down. What are you telling yourself constantly? Guys, what you are telling yourself becomes. If you're constantly telling yourself that you are not good enough, that you don't have time, guess what? You are never going to be good enough, and you will never find the time. Because that's why your brain is listening. That's what you're telling your brain every single day. So really write it down, really be raw, really make yourself cry. Write those things down on paper. Don't use your laptop, really write it down. The next one is, what are you taking initiative, doing things without prompts? And this, again, something that I used to do. I was waiting for my coach to tell me, oh, what do I need to do next? Can I use the script? Can I do that? Don't wait for anyone to tell you what to do. This is your business. If you were to put $100,000 to open a business, which most businesses will cost you way more money than $160, $240, you put a lot of initiatives. You'll be doing all the things on your own because you have to make it work because you put so much money down. So this is the same thing. You have to make sure that you go around it. You find the things for yourself and take the initiative. Maybe a call like this is something that scares the heck out of you. Then that might be something that you want to ask your coach that you want to do. Or maybe run a power hour, or just something that that other people are doing. Maybe that's something that you want to take the initiative and do with your team or your challenges or anything that you have right now. The next one, are you doing the work that is equal to the success you want? So if you are maybe not hitting Success Club, if you are not getting the amount of traction that you want to get into your social media, how does that reflect to the work that you put in every single day? And it is okay, you guys, if you just want to hit Success Club 5 every single month. If that is your goal, and your goal is to work your business half an hour a day, that's okay. There is nothing wrong there, but you need to know where you stand, because then it's going to be very overwhelming if you are shooting for amazing goals, but you are giving 2% effort. It's not going to relate, and it's going to be very stressful on you, and that's not it's not necessary. So I have an insight to action for you guys. If you guys are driving, I cannot see everyone, but if you guys are driving or anything like that, of course, I don't want you to do this if you're driving or whatever you're doing. But if you're home right now, or maybe after the call when you get home, I want you to write down the reasons why you are not meeting your goals, or the excuses you are giving yourself not to move forward. I want you to actually write it down on a piece of paper. And again, this is something that you can do with your coaches and that you can do with your challengers. I want you to write it down, everything. Don't move your pen out of the paper. Just take 5 minutes, don't stop writing. Just continue to write. And then I want you to crumble it up and throw it away. And I literally want you to do this, or you can burn it. I used to burn it. But I don't want to cause any fires. You can just crumble it and throw it away. And really do this, you guys. There is something magical when you put pen to paper and you actually put some sort of emotion and action into something. So that's a little project for you guys to do. If you have time now, you can do it. If not, you can do it after the call. So what do top coaches do? And I researched this and I found the statistics, Beachbody and I think another website. But 100 of the top coaches find their information and answers on Google and YouTube, you guys. Everything that you probably are wondering about, you can Google or you can YouTube it. I know that many of the questions that I've had, I've gone to Google, or I have called Beachbody and they have been amazing at responding to all of my questions. So that's, again, one of the things about, not waiting for prompts and taking initiatives. The second thing is 97% of top coaches did not have a large warm market. And I hear this a lot, you guys. I don't know a lot of people, so I can't grow my business. I was not born in this country, you guys. I've been here for about 13 years. I'm from the Dominican Republic. I went to college in my country. I went to high school. All of my close friends, family, like they are in they're in the Dominican Republic. I don't have a large market, but you meet people everywhere. You just have to have an eye for it and just connect with people. Just, be nice, don't be weird. And you just connect to people. And I was telling one of my, coaches the other day that I was walking into, I think it was Walmart or Target, I can't remember. And I was carrying my 11, she was younger at that time, but I was carrying my baby, and she was like, "Oh, that's your baby. You look so good." And she's so young. I'm like, "Well, I'm a Beachbody coach," So there's so many, sometimes like, silly things like that. Like you don't need to have a large warm market for you to meet people. You meet people at restaurants, you meet people everywhere. You just need to be kind, be nice, and connect with people on a daily basis. The next one is 100% of top coaches had to give up, and you name it, TV, time with kids, lunch breaks, outings with friends, etc. What are you willing to give up? You have to write those things down. Like I know for me, I have 1 hour lunch when I do my hygiene hours. I have like an 11-hour hygiene hour, like dental hygiene hour. So on my lunch break, I take 15 minutes to eat in peace. My warm food, which I will never be able to eat warm food for a while in my house because my kids are too small. So I enjoy that warm food. And then I try to make those 30 minutes left for me to work my business. And I do my power hours. I try to do my power hours in 30 minutes. So I know I'm giving up 30 minutes of maybe talking to my coworkers, sitting down and, chatting, and to work my business at that time. And like now I used to sit down all weekend and watch a show, like Netflix shows. So I had to give that up in order for me to do all the things that were more productive to my business and my, the goals that I want to achieve. So write those things down. What are you willing to give up? And it doesn't have to be 100%, but maybe you can shrink it down on time. So maybe look into that. And I just wanted to show you guys, these are like 3 top coaches, like their IG feeds. And that's something that I wanted to show you because it is important for you when you're posting on your social media and all that, what are you calling? What exactly are you posting that is creating more traction and more engagement in your social media? So if you are a mom, if you are a fitness lover, if you are a wife, a military wife, what is something about you that you can be constant on your social media to create more connections and create more traction in your social? I just wanted to show you this 3. Alrighty, so with that being said, I also wanted to give you some strategies, right? Because tough love, yes, but what do I do with that? So one of the strategies that I wanted to share with you guys is at the beginning of the month, make a 3 list to work from. So you're gonna make 3 lists. The first list is gonna be people you're in your current groups, like your challengers or maybe coaches that you have that are not very active, things like that. And then the second list is gonna be new prospects to invite. And you don't have to make this like a crazy, amount of people. You can probably add as you go, but at the beginning of the month, make a list for those prospects. Now, the third list is going to be the people who said no last week. And this list is probably going to be the longest list, and you're going to see people coming back to that list. I read something from Mercedes-Benz, and they say that for someone to say yes, they need to hear the same information about 7 times. So that's Mercedes-Benz. They're selling cars for $100,000, you guys. So we have challenge packs for 160. So, you have to make sure that it's consistent. And people get, I think we've heard this in other calls, people get very sensitive when it comes to fitness and health. So you have to be consistent. You're going to see those no's more often, probably. So you're going to see people on that list over and over again, probably. And that's okay. Just have to go back and invite them again and just touch bases with them. The second thing is maybe hit Success Club before the 15th of the month. Make it a goal to hit your Success Club at a certain time on the month and not wait until the last minute. And that's something that I think I could work on myself. Make it serious goal. Like the bigger the goal, the faster you will grow. And I've heard this from other coaches too, that they set up themselves like to have like 50 Success Club points. And guys, maybe that's something that in the back of their heads, they're like, there's no way I'm going to hit that. But they are putting that over there because they want to get at least close to that. So put a timeline for you. When do you want to hit Success Club? When you have timelines for anything that you do, most likely you're going to achieve it because your brain is going to send that signal that, okay, I need to complete that. There is actually a timeline for you to accomplish that. I don't know if you've heard of this, but when you're given a project, if they give you a year, you will take a year to complete it. If they tell you that you need to finish it by the weekend, you will finish it by the weekend. It's just, the amount of effort and that sensation of urgency that you create when you have a timeline. So I would say definitely create a timeline, whatever works for you. If it's the first week of the month, even better. The 15th sounds like a good compromise. Now, the third thing is post at least once a day for what you want to attract. And that's back to those pictures that I show you guys. When I go back to their pages, I can see that what they're attracting. So either it's coaches that you want to attract or challengers, just go back to your page. Like after the call, go back to your page and see like how is your feed looking? It's really a business feed. Are you running your page like a sneak peek of what you have to offer? So something to consider, just go back to your page and see how your page is looking. Number 4, teach your team that Success Club is the key to business and help them hit it. Because if you are hitting Success Club, that means that you are bringing more people in, basically. So you are growing your business, and you understand that as you bring more people in, your business will continue to grow. And that goes back to hitting those Success Club points before the end of the month or at the middle of the month. The fifth thing that another strategy is for you to follow the vital behaviors every single day, you guys. And this is so repetitive. And sometimes, like, I think that for this quarter, it's so important that sometimes we move the vital behaviors in the order that they are placed. I think personal development should be at the top of the list. Should be the one thing that we all do, because we all have a lot of difficulties. We all have a lot of things going on in our lives besides Beachbody. So it's important for us to go back to the readings, to the mindset, to, self-reflection. Like I was saying, looking at yourself in the mirror, writing the things down. If you're not doing anything at all, I think doing that, it's number one. Just going back to your personal development. And the last thing, you guys, don't make excuses. And then you do it all over again. So it's one of those things that we will find excuses, you guys, but that's what's important for us to show up here. And I know that if you are here in this call right now, your business is important to you. If you're here right now, you want to grow, you want that freedom, you want to feel that you're part of this community. And I applaud you for that. And I know that right now you're not making an excuse because you're showing up. So you just have to do that all over and all over again. Repetition is the mother of skills. So I just wanted to throw here some books that I would recommend for you guys to read or listen. And I put listen because I love books, you guys. I love the smell. I love the feel. I could spend all day in a library. I'm a little nerdy when it comes to books, but I don't have time right now for me to actually sit down and like read a book. I'll probably have like coffee stains, sauce all over the books. It would be kind of messy and I would never finish it. I actually tried it and I didn't finish it. Then you might want to listen. If time is one of your limitations, then maybe downloading Audible might be a good way to go. I know I listen to my books 10, 20 minutes during the day when I'm driving to work. I don't have a long commute, so it's like 10 minutes in, 10 minutes out. And I listen while I'm driving. I also listen when I'm doing the dishes. Like after I put my kids to sleep, I have to come downstairs and like clean up the volcano that happened in my house. And that's when I listen to my books. I put one in my one in the ear and the other one off so I could listen if someone cries. So, you know, maybe sitting down and reading might not be an option for you, but maybe listening could be one. And I can tell you, if you're listening consistently, even if it's 10 minutes a day, you can really make this works, your life works, anything that you're going through can probably feel so much better. And the same thing, adding that meditation, actually, I'm going to just mention that because I have noticed myself that when I add that 10-minute meditation in the morning, my day just goes so much more differently than if I don't. So find that time for yourself, for you to actually be able to use those tools and those strategies that I mentioned. You have to be in the right mindset. You have to be able to love what you're doing in the moment. So these are 3 books that I enjoy. I just finished Everything is Rereadable. Absolutely recommend it. Such an amazing book. You're a Badass was one of the first books that I read when I started coaching, and I have like 7 copies because I tried to give it to my coaches as well. It's such a good book. And then the 10X Rule book is a great book when it comes to growing your business. Okay, and I just wanted to leave you guys with a note here. Action breeds confidence, and confidence is a companion of success. So the more you do, the more confident you're going to become. And the more confident you become, the more success you're going to have. I am living proof of that. And that's all I got for you guys. Do you have any questions, any comments?
That was great. Thank you, Estefania. So let's open up for questions. So one thing I do want to just kind of put people out, but ask you and just kind of, can you share, you know, because when I think about you and I think about your journey, one thing that I'm just so impressed by, and just in terms of just your consistency, was when you have to understand, guys, I knew Estefania before she had her children. And she had just, you know, she had signed up as a coach right before she had her children. And so she's had, you know, 2 kids while being a coach. And if you look at her consistency to her wellness and to her own, you know, really staying on track with her fitness, you know, can you speak to a little bit of like just that, the mindset shift, or just that discipline that you needed when you had, you know, when you had your daughter and you had, you know, 2 children under 2, and, you know, getting up in the morning? What did you have to do? You know, what were the sacrifices, or you know, number one, the sacrifices, the mindset shifts to just really get it done, you know, and make sure that you got it done. And then 2, any tips on like communication, right, with your husband, of what you needed, because that's key, guys. One thing I want you to understand is that if you have partners and you are, you know, looking to build a business, your partner at the very least maybe doesn't need to be on board with the vision, but at least willing to support you and willing to, you know, work together with the household so that you can free up some time in your life so that you can put time and effort towards your business. So if you could speak a little bit to that, Estefania, and any other questions if people want to ask in the chat box.
Yeah. So when like you said, Stephanie, when I first started, I didn't want to have any kids, and I was like, you know, not happening. I was actually very overweight as a child. I was almost 200 pounds. And even through my teenager, you know, years, I was very overweight. So for me, it has been really important to maintain my health. My father died very young from cancer. My entire family has diabetes. So I have a big, strong why I want to stay healthy. You know, I don't want to be old and sick. I want to be old and moving around and shaking it. So It is true. So, so I had my kids, and it really was a tough time for me because, like I said, I wasn't expecting, I wasn't really ready. But I feel that having, especially when it comes to this platform and just being able to do it from the comfort of my home. I honestly, guys, I don't wear sneakers when I work out. I just like roll off bed, put some clothes on and do it. And that for me makes it easier in my head, that I don't need to get ready, I don't need to go anywhere, it's going to be right there, it's going to be under 30 minutes. So that was my mindset when I first started. I'm going to get it done, it's only 30 minutes. And yes, with my husband at the beginning was tough because he didn't understand and almost didn't respect that I needed those 30 minutes. And I used to do it after work because I didn't wake up early, you guys. I didn't like waking up early. So I did it after work. So that was the time that he was coming home too. But I honestly had to put my foot down a couple of times and let him know that this, if you want to have a happy wife, you need to give me this 30 minutes, because otherwise I'm going to be an angry wife. And you know, it took a few months for him to actually understand that I needed this time, but he could see the difference. He could see the difference. And this is something that he still tells me right now, that when I don't work out, when I'm not eating well, my energy is down. I don't feel the same, you know, I don't feel sexy, at least I don't feel good. So he could see that shift. And even through when I finished my first program, he could see that shift, that I was happier and feeling better. So I think it's important for them, for husbands, I mean, for partners, to understand, by you letting them know, you putting your foot down and letting them know that this is my 30 minutes, this is the time that I need for me. And this is not just my physical health, but my mental health. And that's how I see it. And now when kids came around, I then had to switch it around and forget about the afternoon workouts. And I had to get up really, really early. Like right now, I usually wake up 4:30 to 4:45 in the morning to get my workout done by 5:30, because I usually do my foods for my kids, because I prep all of the foods for my kids like I do for me. So I have to get up early. And that's, again, like I was saying, that those are the sacrifices that I'm making right now in order for me to stay healthy, in order for me to have a quiet time for me, and in order for me to do everything that I want to do when it comes also to this business.
Absolutely. Yeah. Great. Thank you. And I think, and one thing that I want to just kind of emphasize there, that I hope you guys hear, is just the commitment to health that you can see that she is very committed to. And that's something, I was talking with a new coach that joined us this week. And I was telling her, what I really genuinely believe, that we represent and that we sell and that we are meant to be, is that we sell a healthy lifestyle. That's really what we sell. And if you can genuinely get behind that message, that, it's about health, it's about prevention, it's about, creating a healthy, legacy for your family, really breaking old chains of, how we treat our bodies, how we eat, how we move, what we focus on, how we speak to ourselves, how we love ourselves. Those are all the potential of what you can do with this business by doing the vital behaviors and being proof that the products work and all the things that we're saying. That's why, like I say, at the end of the day, you are your first transformation. You are your first client. And when you transform and when you actually really become healthy and you genuinely become that advocate for health and self-love and self-confidence, that's what I love. And guys, look, I've been in this business for 8 years. 8 years. I've been working on myself for 8 years. Estefania's been working on herself for several years now. Many of us who've been in this business, we've been working on ourselves for several years. This is a lifelong journey, a lifelong commitment. And the only way that you don't reach your goals is if you give up, is if you go back into old habits. If you don't catch yourself, you have to catch yourself when you are falling off track. No one else is going to catch you. You have to catch yourself when you're falling off track and say, no, I'm not going backwards here. I'm moving forward. And the more that you keep getting yourself on track, the more that you transform, the more that you become the healthy coach, for yourself. At the end of the day, you coach yourself first. And so the more that you show up for yourself first and you truly, really create those lifelong habits, you're going to be able to authentically even more share that with people. And that's why I love this business, because it really is an inner transformation that has to happen. And if you give up on the business, in a way, sometimes I feel like you give up on yourself, because it's like when this business is healthy living. This business is a healthy mindset. It's a positive mindset. It's an optimistic mindset. It's prevention, like we're talking about. And so, and just to know, guys, and like the fact, like No Stress November, like there's so much chronic stress right now in our country, so much stress. And it's about to get even more stressful with the election that's coming on. And so I'm telling you, there is such a need for, even though we can't control so much of what's out there, what we can control is what we do to ourselves, and how we think about ourselves, and how we talk to ourselves, and how we treat ourselves, and how we don't make sacrifices to ourselves, and that's what we can control. That's the only thing we can control. And so just really, really get behind, because I say keep getting behind that, because it's, you have to believe in that. You have to believe in that purpose, in that mission. And that's what's going, it has to be one of the main drivers as to why you put yourself out there, why you get up early, why you make sacrifices, and really being that example for other people. So that's kind of what I wanted to add, because there's so much stress, and stress leads to chronic inflammation in the body. It leads to depression, it leads to anxiety, it leads to all of these, different mental health issues that's affecting our country and beyond just our country. And so if everyone had the solution, we wouldn't be where, our country is. And so just keep that in mind. I don't want, anyone thinking like, I don't have what it takes. Again, like Estefania said, what you say to yourself becomes. So if you say, I don't have what it takes, that's what you're calling into your life, that you don't have what it takes. And I would encourage you just to keep doing your personal development, really keep feeding your mind, really keep encouraging yourself, and set a goal every month. Like she said, set a goal for yourself every single month. Set a goal of a book that you want to read. Set a goal of a new skill maybe you want to learn. Maybe there's something you want to learn, and set a goal, and just choose one thing for the month. And sometimes I do that. Sometimes, look, as an overachiever, my old overachiever self that would put so much on a list. And, I know myself. I know I procrastinate. I and that's something I'm working through now, is just procrastination, learning more about procrastination and what leads to procrastination. And I'm just like, what, if I pick one thing and I'm like, this is the one thing I'm going to focus on for the month, or at least this is the thing I want to get done by the end of the month. And at least I do one thing at a time, focus on one new skill set at a time, adding one new thing to my list, at a time. That seems more manageable sometimes when you add like 20 things to your list. And so just take it little by little. And like I said, the only way you don't reach your goals, the only way you don't get better is if you just stop. And if you just like go back to you stop coming to the calls, you stop doing your workouts, you stop eating well, you go back to all the old things that you used to do, because your old life is not where your new life is. I'm sorry to say that. It's not where your new life is. It's, at least if you're trying to if you want more in your life, and if you're moving forward, it's not in how you used to live. It's not in how you used to think. That's for all of us. We're constantly evolving. We're constantly growing. And so just keep that in mind. Like some of you, like if you think about how you used to think, especially those of you who've been around for a long time, if you think about how you used to think when you first got started, and how much you've changed, if you were to go back to the way you used to think and be, it would be very different. You wouldn't be, working towards the goals and that you're working towards now. So
I also want to add, Stephanie, that also as coaches, I feel like I also have that extra responsibility to show up and be better for others. Because I feel like sometimes we will never take the hit if it was just for us. But if you have someone that is counting on you, or maybe someone that in your family, or maybe just one friend that you brought to do this with you, most likely you don't want to fail them. You fail, like most people fail themselves very easily. I won't do it. I'm not going to get up. But if you have a partner or someone that is like with you doing it, most likely you're not gonna just give up. And I think that was also one of the reasons why I started very, very consistent, because I brought in just friends. I wasn't really even working as a coach. I was just enjoying the programs, and I brought a few friends, and I was like, okay, they're doing it, I'm gonna do it with them too. And it is okay, like you were saying, to fall off the track. Like, I know I have many times, but it's just going back. And the more that you go back, the stronger you get. That groove in your brain becomes deeper and deeper. And you're replacing old habits, you guys. As a Latina, I'm telling you, it's not easy. I want all fried food and all the bad stuff that my body cannot process well. I want it. It's a habit. It's like it's trying to, quit smoking overnight. So it just have to go back in the train. And that's what I love this community, because you're always able to call someone, listen, this is what's going on. So that's something beautiful that we have here.
Another thing, and last, one other thing that, as you're it kind of jogged my memory, is that also realize, guys, that as coaches and as leaders, because all of you are a leader, whether you see yourself as that or not, you are in order to be a business owner, you're going to have to lead. And all of you are leaders within your home. All of you are leaders within your home, you're leaders within your family. And when it comes to leadership, and I've said this before, when it comes to leadership, sometimes being at the front of the line, there's nobody right next to you. There's nobody right next to you. You have the vision, you're in front, everyone else is behind you. And so just realize that, because I think sometimes, you want people to be exactly on board, or you're afraid to be, different than everyone else. Like,
I need to have something, but what?
The majority of our country is unhealthy. So, and I'm sure the majority of many of your families are unhealthy. If we really looked at it, and looked at their habits and looked at the way they thought and looked at their mindset. Do they have a scarcity mindset? Are they focused on worry and fear and lack? Are they focused on pain from from their past? And so everyone has their own issues. And so just knowing that, and knowing that as a leader of someone who wants to think differently, some of us are breaking family chains. Some of us are breaking family ways of thinking. Especially, I think everyone is, to be honest, because we're all trying to live better, be better, live healthier, and come from a different mindset. And so by default, just know that not everyone is going to exactly agree with you in the beginning, and not everyone's going to be like rushing to change their life and rushing to like get out of their comfort zone, because think of how hard it's been for you, some of you, to get out of your comfort zone. And so don't get discouraged. I guess this was me saying, like, don't get discouraged, and just know that there's an aspect of this where you really are ahead of the pack, and you have to be okay with that. And be okay with knowing that you are ahead of the pack, and know that you are standing for something better. You are standing for something, you're standing for health, not only within the body, but within the mind. And you're standing for, a completely different way of thinking and a completely different way of being. And that's why, coming to these calls and connecting with the team and being around other people that are like that will help you, so that when you go back, it's almost like this is the plug, guys. And so now all of you, the way that I think about it is like Estefania is in Boston, and everyone's all over the place, and we're like little dots of connection, and we're all just kind of raising the vibration and raising the frequency and raising, helping, being the light for people, and we're all connected. And little by little, as that spreads, that network spreads, and we have more people, and that's how we're influencing and impacting society. And that's how I look at this. And it's why, it's why I continue to show up and be the leader, because at the end of the day, I see how unhealthy everyone is, and I see how much stress there is, and I see how much fear there is, and how much lack there is, and just, how much just all of these lower vibrational energies, and the way that people are thinking. So, all right, awesome. Well, with that said, thank you, Estefania, for coming on, and thank you everyone for taking time on your Sunday evening. So again, next Sunday, we have our call at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is a pretty standard call, so make sure that you put it in your calendar and make it happen every single week. And so thank you everyone for coming on, and let's have an amazing, let's end October strong, and let's get excited for the No Stress November group, and let's really look to influence and impact a few people to get involved with us. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.